Welcome to the Prosperity Podcast for entrepreneurs who are ready to drop the hustle and earn more. I'm your host, Danielle Amos, business and success coach, certified Proctor Gallagher Institute consultant, and lifestyle entrepreneur. Each week, I'll bring you amazing entrepreneurs who have built wealth, harnessing the power of their mind. Prosperity and money are truly about energy, and I'm on a mission to help you create financial abundance through the power of thought. It's time we started normalizing conversations about money and create the wealth that is yours. Are you ready? Let's do this. Welcome to episode 153 of the Prosperity Practice, the podcast that has you living your most abundant life. This is Danielle Amos, and I am your host. Thank you for being here today. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about the power of shutting up. I know. Yeah, I just got your attention, didn't I? Well, here's the thing. Oftentimes, we as humans feel the need or the desire to talk about what's happening in our life, especially if there are things that we don't want. Now, I'm not saying to not, get therapy, have support. That is outside what I'm talking about right now. Those are when you are speaking to a therapist or and you're getting actual support and you're working through the thoughts and perhaps in mentorship as well, and you're working through what's happening and you are with a professional who can actually help you, that's different. What I'm talking about is seems to be like an infatuation with going around telling a ton of people what's going on and what woe is me and this is what's happening in my life and it's so bad and complaining and giving a ton of backstory. And when I actually asked our community on a Q&A, when someone else is complaining to you and telling you how bad their life is, how does it feel to be the person receiving this information? It doesn't feel good, does it? And so literally a person is putting all their shit on you and they're explaining. And if you're getting emotionally involved with that, your vibration's getting lowered because of the impact. Like you're picturing what they're going through or you're empathizing with what they're going through. And it just it can bring you down. And so it doesn't feel good. So now the person who's explaining it is in like a crappy vibration. And then the person that they're speaking to is in a crappy vibration. And what's the good of that? It doesn't feel good. So therefore something's off. And so when I say let's shut up, what I mean is let's make a promise to speak to those professionals who can help us dissect our thoughts and ideally help us reframe the situation to harvest the good, to change our perception. Let's leave that to the professionals. And how about the conversations that we have with each other out there in the world aren't describing what we don't want. They're not complaining about what is so. Instead, we are talking about what could be solutions or brainstorming or talking about other people behind their backs, but in a good way, like really edifying others and harvesting the good and blowing up the successes in our lives by sharing and inspiring other people through our celebrations of all the great that's happening in our life. So share because you'd like not to impress the other person, but instead the energy of inspiring the other person. And instead we share our dreams and our goals and where we're going. And we get in a habit of even brainstorming or masterminding with other people that we come in contact with. Could you imagine a world if that was the norm of how we talk to each other as human beings, it's like, the person who's sick, or like I was saying to this morning in my morning mindset ritual, it's like a study club that you can join and be with me every morning, Monday to Friday, as I go through my own morning practice. You join me so I keep you accountable to doing things a certain way, So I'll put the link in my bio for you to join this. For the price of a breakfast, you can literally start your day off on the right foot. And we know breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So your morning mindset ritual is the most important ritual that you can have of the day. So I was saying today that whatever follows I am becomes your truth. So if we go around just describing what we're currently experiencing, we're going to get more of it. So for example, a person could wake up and they feel tired. So then they go around all day in their morning declaring to everyone they see, every time someone says, "How are you today?" They're like, "I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired. I'm so tired." And what happens is that becomes like more and more and more of your truth. The more you say, "I am ... that's what you experience. And you're just giving yourself more reasons to be tired because of the things, like whether that's through the next interaction you experience or the news or an email you read, like you'll just continue to feel like that. What if you zipped it, close your mouth, didn't say what you currently are feeling, and you keep it to yourself? You acknowledge it, of course, so you're not ignoring the emotions, you're not ignoring the way that you feel, but instead you're just not giving it a voice. And instead you acknowledge, okay, like I'm feeling a little sleepy right now, and I would love to feel inspired, alive, full of desire, awake, energetic, enthusiastic. So what could bring me to that state? Is there a visualization? Could I walk in nature? Is it a cold plunge? And be telling those stories to yourself, and then going and taking inspired action based on the idea that you have. And for example, I just was in the cold plunge, so I feel energized. I'm energized. I'm awake. And then consciously and intentionally answering when someone says, "How are you?" I'm incredible. Like, what is the answer? What is the word that you'd like to feel today that follows the "I am" statement? And in a great book called How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling, Frank Bettger, he says how to be enthusiastic is that you act enthusiastic. So go out and act awake and repeat that you are awake or are enthusiastic or are energetic, rather than perpetuating the state that you say you don't want. Instead, zip it. Shut up. I know it's a habit, and I know this is like sort of a punch in the gut because of the way that we're programmed to show up in the world and to communicate. And there is value, but speak that way to a professional. To all other people, let's see if we can communicate and come together in a different way that's still authentic and it's intentional. Beautiful outcome is on the other side of that. So I'm going to leave that with you today. If that resonates, I'd love to hear from you. Your mind might be like, "But how do I control that?" Well, you know what? I'm going to invite you to join me for the morning mindset ritual every morning for 30 minutes. Come join me, and I'll show you exactly what I do to start my day with gratitude and an energized state. And when you start your day this way, you're going to notice how your days keep getting better and better. And before you know it, you're living a life beyond your wildest dreams. So thank you for joining me. This is Danielle Amos. If this resonated, I'd love for you to share it, to give us a 5-star review. And of course, we'll see you next time. Expect abundance.